Foxy are issuing refunds after players found out that these $35 Friesian designs were possibly stolen from an independent artist. How did we get here? Well, you're about to find out. Hey there guys, it's Dashabella and Ferrybread and welcome back to the channel. Just a quick intro, Ferrybread is a new horse at my stable. She's one of my racehorses. I will be doing a racehorse intro video at some point, so be excited for that because I actually have completed my racing stable. I've been very busy. But this video was something that really wasn't on my radar that I wanted to make originally. Stuff's really happened recently in Star Equestrian and the refunds, the horses, the art theft. This was, I don't think anybody expected this to ever happen at all, but unfortunately it has. And if you do play Star Equestrian and you didn't know that this was happening, if you are somebody that has recently bought one of the paid horses, please watch this video. This is a video for you because I feel like as somebody that did buy into these horses, you need to know what has happened. If you didn't buy into the horses, but maybe you're thinking about it, this video is going to be helpful. If you're just nosy, grab a drink, I guess. So anyways, let's start what really happened and how everything kind of went downhill from there because man, I did not think we were going to keep going downhill. So far, we have not seen an uphill aside from refunds. So everything started back in November 17th, which was basically last week. So last week on Monday, we had a update in the game and along with the update, it had a bunch of stuff in it. We got 3 new Friesians and all these Friesians had unique coats, patterns, and they were also slated to have unique traits. And these Friesians were supposed to be part of a new sale for Foxy, where these horses are going to go on sale one by one for a 2-week period and they were all going to sell for $35. The selling point for the horses were basically their appearances. You're going to be able to breed all of their coats, patterns, markings, colors, and mane and tail styles. But if you bought these horses, you would not be able to share these horses with your friends. Like if they bred with these horses with you, they would get none of that horse's features because they are quote unquote exclusive. Honestly, I totally get it. I think this was a really cool idea coming out from Foxy because in case you did not play Star Equestrian, this game, just getting horses in this game can be a bit of a nightmare, especially if you're looking for a particular horse type, coat color, patterns, all that kind of business. We have a lot of randomness when it comes to acquiring horses, and we can only get horses through breeding or through summoning, and all of those have RNG involved. At least for breeding, we do have ways to kind of control the outcome of the foal, but you will never be able to 100% dictate what a horse looks like when it comes out of a breeding, unless the parents are basically identical to what you want, which means you already got the horse that you wanted. So yeah, these Friesians were kind of a big deal because this was one of the first ways that you'd be able to guarantee yourself a horse. And these Friesians, they were technically, I think, their coats, in my opinion, they are the best looking horses in the game in terms of quality, in terms of what the coats look like, and the mane and tail styles. They kind of look like they are on a different level in terms of overall quality and whoever designed them and whoever modeled and put the horses together. So they were kind of a big deal. When the horses originally dropped, aside from everyone liking how they looked, I kind of feel like there was a pretty positive feedback from the community because we were kind of sick and tired of having to deal with all this randomness with having to acquire horses. So this was really nice that we'd be able to buy them outright. The $35 price tag, I felt like there were definitely 2 levels of feedback from people. There were people saying that it was way too expensive and that the horse should have cost $15. And then I had other players saying that $35 was a bit of a bargain. In my personal opinion, I think I said this in my last video, in how Star Equestrian prices everything, this game is crazy expensive if you didn't know. These Friesians were technically a bit of a bargain because if you are somebody that's looking to grab a Friesian through, for example, through summons, I think on average, you're probably looking to spend around, let's say $50 to $80, something like that. And that's assuming you're even lucky. I'd even argue you might even have to fork out $100 if you're unlucky. So yeah, it's it's not easy to grab some of these horses, especially if you're a first-time player, which is why the deal was so enticing to so many people. So yeah, I did end up buying into this. So I got the horse, the Dark Appaloosa Friesian. This was the first horse of 3 to be sold. At the time I'm making this video, the other 2 have not been on sale yet. So we don't know anything about these horses. We don't even know if it's going to be priced the same, but we can only assume that it's going to be priced the same. Although moving forward, I kind of don't know if they're going to continue with the sales or if they're going to have to do a little bit of extra inspection because yeah, this first horse was a bit of a disaster. So just very quickly, the Dark Appaloosa Friesian was a really, really cool Friesian. It's I guess like a gothic emo style Friesian. It had a skull face pattern. It had the Appaloosa markings, pretty extensive as well. And it had a very short mane and tail. These were new styles added into the game. And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked the emo mane. I kind of liked it because I was like, dang, my horse looks super edgy. I don't have any edgy horses in this game. So yeah, I was kind of happy with my purchase, you know, no big deal. Like, yeah, it was a bit expensive for me because this is $35 US. I live in Australia, so that's a lot more for me. So for us Aussies, it costs around, I want to say over $50. It kind of depends on exchange rates as well. But I've had some people tell me it's like 52 for them. Other people say it's 55, but it's around the $55 mark for us. So, you know, for me, it's like, wow, I could have bought a horse from like not the supermarket, but like from the store. I could have gotten like a really big one. But I mean, I was happy with the horse. I was going to make content with it. This video for this week was actually going to be a review. I was going to review the horse and I was going to sort of give people my personal feedback on what I think the horse was like. Is it kind of worth the price tag and who might actually like the horse? I've cancelled that because of what's about to happen next. So day 1's fine. 17th of November, everything is good. I bought my horse. But it was the next day where we actually got our first red flag with this horse. So I'm part of several Discord groups for Star Equestrian. None of them are official. They are all unofficial groups run by players. But there is one group that is definitely more active than the others. And in that group, we had our first red flag. Somebody posted in, I think it was the general chat, a picture from DeviantArt. The hairstyle, facial marking, body pattern, a lot of the horse just looked far too familiar to this horse. A lot of us were kind of thinking like, oh, maybe they hired the artist that made this horse. Like, you know, who knows? Because I never looked at the page. I only just saw the screenshot and I kind of left it at that. And I just thought like, wow, they've actually gotten money and they've gotten money to hire all these cool people. We're starting to get better quality horses. Like maybe, you know, Star Equestrian is actually getting better as a game. But come to find out that this horse, so this design, FYI, was made in 2016, posted on DeviantArt, and it is actually from I believe, a horse art RPG group, like a role-playing group where they have like art of their horses and they like to role play. And the person that made this horse, this was a commission horse. This was an adoptable. I believe it was adoptable. I'm not 100% sure on how these adoptable things work, but it was a adoptable horse and people actually, I believe, paid to have these horses. And it's like, wait a minute, this isn't right, you know? And this was just a day after that these horses were added into the game and they were shipped off ready to be sold. But that was the first red flag. A lot of us thought that the artist was hired and we sort of left it at that. But then, okay, so a week goes by. I'm actually surprised nothing popped up before this next week, but a week goes by. And the update was mainly to apply a 20% Black Friday sale, like gem sale, because everyone's doing Black Friday sales, no problem. But along with the update, the Appaloosa Friesian got a quiet change. And the change was to the facial marking and the neck marking, which were very distinguishable features from the adoptable that people posted last week. And this facial marking update was a huge downgrade compared to what we had originally had. Like the original design that they had, It was great. A lot of people loved it. I loved it. I did a few breedings with that facial marking because I wanted the facial marking. I did not care about anything else. Because they changed that facial marking, any foals that had that facial marking had theirs changed as well. So everything was changed. And I think this was where everybody got extremely upset because people bought into the horse for its appearance, and to quietly go and change the appearance of a horse that you have sold to players. And I think the worst part of it was that they made no statement, that like nowhere, no Discord group, no social media, nowhere did they say that this was going to be happening. They did not inform any of their customers. This was so wrong. Like, we don't know why, firstly, why the horse's face marking had to be changed. I'm hearing all kinds of rumors, but we don't know the main cause as to why this facial marking had changed. But I think the fact that, you know, this happened to begin with, like, okay, wait a minute, something's fishy. Like, why would you change the facial marking of a horse if you had potentially hired the artist? Not saying that they did, but like that was what we had originally thought. And if you're changing a design like that, typically it means like there's some kind of copyright. Somebody did something wrong. Somebody actually copied the design, or maybe there's a legal thing happening in the background. Like, I'm hearing all kinds of things. These are all alleged. These are not true, so please don't believe them. But I'm hearing all kinds of rumors. I'm hearing people say that it might actually be a legal thing where the artist contacted Foxy and told them to take down the design, or maybe legal action was going to be taken. I've heard people say that the design maybe was stolen. Maybe like somebody at Foxy, they hired like a new person or a freelancer, and they decided to heavily reference the horse, which again, like all of those things are kind of shady, and it shouldn't have happened to begin with. I'm kind of surprised nobody even decided to fact check the quotes, but you know, to each of their own. So this happened to the Dark Appaloosa Friesian, and as soon as everyone caught wind of the face marking changing on the horse, they all referred back to that picture from DeviantArt, and then the new question arose: are there any other horses that were potentially copied? And unfortunately, one of the other horses seemed to be a pretty close copy, and it's from the exact same artist. The Toasted Marshmallow Friesian design is extremely similar to this design that also came from Drakehest. So now everyone's thinking like, okay, so we've now got a pair of copied horses. At the moment, the Rusted Purple Friesian seems to be in the clear, but I know players are hunting around trying to see if they can find like a identical copy of this horse's coat, because if it's happened to two horses, we kind of don't know what has happened to that last one. But yeah, players are not happy. People are not happy. Breeders are not happy. Everyone's not really happy about this, because you've now trudged into multiple territories that you shouldn't really have, I feel like, as a company, like not communicating with paying customers, not addressing the elephant in the room, which is the change in the horse design. I don't think you even need to tell people why you changed it. I think the fact that if you told people that you changed it to begin with, that would have at least alleviated some of the tension, but now you've just really peeved people off into thinking like you've taken art and you're trying to cover it up. So that wasn't fun. And now everyone was questioning like, okay, we bought these horses like a week ago. Can we get a refund? Because this is not what we paid for, you know? And that was the first thing I thought of too. Like, if you buy something and, you know, the person that sold it to you either quietly changed it or they didn't tell you about a feature, you should be entitled to refunds. So I know I encourage a lot of people in some of the Discord groups, like, please ask for refunds, because this is not the exact same product. And thankfully, it looks like refunds are going to be happening for this horse. But there is going to be like multiple levels to the refund. So you can get a refund to the horse. Apparently you'll be losing access to the horse. That's not a big deal, right? Because you are refunding the horse. But there's a second level to this. If you did any breedings with this horse, then any foals that were bred with the horse are going to be affected. And at the moment, players are currently checking to see if they are also going to get refunds of their gems that they used to breed those foals, because they got to refund those gems. You know, I think I did 2 or 3 breedings with the horse, And this change absolutely ruined my absolute favorite foal. I didn't even get to introduce this horse on the channel. I bred a skeleton horse, and it was with the old facial marking. I loved it. Oh, but the new facial marking absolutely ruins it. And if I knew this was like the facial marking I was going to be breeding with originally, I would have used a face marking potion and tried to get the facial marking of the other horse, because the other horse also had like a different kind of skull face pattern. So yeah, we're in a bit of a complicated situation, but at least we know if you ended up buying this horse and you haven't noticed a change or you haven't checked your game, please check your game. If you are not happy with your horse, you are absolutely entitled to a refund. Contact Foxy support and make sure that you get your money back, because yeah, this was not a great situation at all. And I want people to make sure that, you know, you're happy with your purchase. If you're completely fine with your horse, like if you don't care about all this other stuff and you want to keep your horse, like that's fine, keep the horse. But I know there are also going to be some like ethical issues with this horse. The fact that the design itself was stolen. I know people are asking for refunds because they know that this horse technically isn't ethically right. It's wrong, you know, to spend money on a design of somebody else's horse. Like, it wasn't somebody working for Foxy that designed this horse for us. This horse, if you think about it, was designed for someone else. So it really just feels like artistic theft. So the Dark Appaloosa Friesian, I know this horse I think is going to end its sale in like 1 or 2 days, and we will be rotating to the Toasted Marshmallow or the Rusted Purple soon. I don't know if we're going to be getting any more changes if we do get the Toasted Marshmallow. I would probably hold off on buying these horses until like the final few days in case changes happen again, so that you guys don't run into this problem again, because yeah, somebody didn't do their job. I know some people, they were sort of questioning like, oh, but you can't like copyright every single coat pattern. And that's not what I'm implying. Like, if you are doing like standard horse coats and patterns that you can find in the wild, like go ahead, you can't really copyright those. Even if horses, like let's say like content creators or stuff, like they own a horse, you know, like that's their heart horse. If it's a natural occurring coat, you can't really copyright that. That's totally fine. But in the case of like this almost felt like a one-to-one copy. The Toasted Marshmallow could be a bit of an exception because it's similar, but it's not identical. So yeah, I don't know, guys, like my brain is kind of fizzled out because of this, and my video that I had edited and all that kind of stuff is now in the trash. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about everything? Because it wasn't fun to be a part of this, but I am keen to know like anyone else's perspective. Like, am I maybe looking at this a little bit too critically? Am I being too negative, or am I maybe not negative enough? You know, am I not strict enough with Foxy? Because I think there are a lot of us. I know some people constantly ask me like, why do I play this game? You know, because Foxy is such a anti-consumer company if you kind of think about it. And my answer is always like, this game is nice. Like, aside from all the paid stuff, if you don't really worry about the paid stuff, like the horses are cute, the events are fun, the races are great. Like, you can actually play this game for free quite easily. You just need a lot of self-control. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's update video. As always, guys, if you enjoy the video, leave a like. Especially to all you tea sippers out there, because I know some of you guys love drama. But yeah, for everyone else, if you did find this video helpful, leave a like. It does help with the algorithm. And to anyone that's new to the channel, hi there, my name is Dashabella. I'm a virtual equestrian VTuber, and I normally play a bunch of horse games on my channel, but it's been mostly Star Equestrian recently, just because real life time stuff. But I'm hoping to do a bit of a Christmas challenge where people like to do those whole like post a video every day kind of thing. That might be happening. I got to start pre-recording stuff right now. But if you like horse games, it's not just gonna be Star Equestrian, there's gonna be other horse games. Subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when those videos go live. And yeah, I guess that's it. Have a great weekend, guys. I'm gonna go enjoy mine because yeah, I did not have a great week because of this. But yeah, have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.